Welcome to another match preview. This is going to be West Ham United versus Newcastle United. And as you've seen in the past couple of days, I've updated the channel a bit where I'll be talking about big games throughout the season in football. That is not just West Ham United. I'll be doing match reactions to other games as well. So you'll be getting two videos on Sunday with the match reaction to obviously West Ham Newcastle and a match reaction to Arsenal Manchester City, because I record games on Super Sunday so I can watch them because I'm at the West Ham game. I watched the Newcastle PSG game. They put PSG to the sword, outplayed them, and deserved the win throughout. They have a lot of injuries. Anthony Gordon, who played that game, is also suspended. And yeah, apparently Joel Linton and Callum Wilson are doubts. But you could just picture Callum Wilson coming back to face West Ham because he just wants a goal, doesn't he? He won't start. I doubt it. Like Isak will probably start, but there's going to be a lot of interesting things to come out of this because we didn't play our full team against. Who did we face? Yeah, Freiburg. But they played probably what their strongest team that they could have put out. Obviously, barring Sven Botman that was injured, which will be a big W for us if Botman is injured. I know Lascelles has played well against City and PSG, but I'm hoping that we can, maybe expose that a bit. But then again, Eddie Howe is very good at getting the best out of his players. Obviously, I also, in my head, I want revenge for 5-1. We absolutely got battered. And it wasn't even because, oh my God, you absolutely played like shit, even though we did play like shit. It was because we gave them all of the goals. Fabianski, that was probably one of the worst games he's ever had in a West Ham shirt. And I criticise Aged a lot, but Fabianski can see the whole of the pitch. He's put Aged under pressure there, allowing him to get pressed, and then they score again. It was one of the worst matches I've watched live. It was so bad. It was like you conceded 2 goals straight away. It was like, what's the point? I literally shouted, what the fucking point? I was at the stadium. I was like, what's the fucking point? And then we scored. It was like, we actually played well up until halftime. And then I think we conceded early again. And that's been a trend of Freiburg and Manchester City where we've conceded early in second halves. We need to switch on. We need to switch on because we haven't even kept a clean sheet apart from Sheffield United this season, and I guess Lincoln. And I've said this on my match reaction to the Freiburg game. That's a worry. That has to be a worry. If you can't keep a clean sheet, come on. We're meant to be a resolute defensive side or whatever. We sit back a lot. The football has been better because we've got more technically gifted players and more technically sound players and more of a balance in our team. But yeah, their winger options, Miguel Almiron, and I don't know who's going to be playing off the left. It might be Jacob Murphy because Harvey Barnes is injured. Gordon is suspended. Unless they play Elliot Anderson there, it'll probably be Murphy and Almiron, which doesn't sound like the most fashionable names on paper, but Almiron scored against PSG. Almiron's got a goal in him, and Murphy played. I'm pretty sure Murphy nearly played every game for Newcastle last season, whether it was off the bench or starting. And I think he's probably better off the right, but off the left, he still might be a threat. But my thing is that I know Saint-Maximin left, but I'm kind of glad they don't have Saint-Maximin anymore because they moved on kind of the Saint-Maximin FC, and Saint-Maximin used to play well against us all the time, and he was a good player. But I'm glad Harvey Barnes is not available for this game, and Sven Botman might not be. We need to take advantage of the amount of injuries that they have, because our injuries are Johnson, Cresswell, and maybe Antonio, and we need to see if we have what we'll be like without Antonio on the pitch, because despite his criticisms, everything goes through him. Because of the way we counter-attack and stuff like that. But yeah, man, we need to be motivated for this game. We need to get a win in this game. And Newcastle and Aston Villa are our next two games, obviously in between two sides of an international break, and we've already beaten Brighton this season. So beating Newcastle and Aston Villa would add on to just proving that we could also compete with the top again. And that's where we need to be back. We need to be back for the European places. We need to prove that we are also up there. Because people, especially in the media, especially these people that do all these football shows, they seem to forget that we're also up there. That we should also be competing up there. And this club has proved me wrong, because I thought we were going to be fucked. But we had a good transfer window in the end, and we should have done better still. I still stand by that. In the transfer window, but it just proves that even with the players that we have, even though we could have done better, we still got a lot of good players, and the manager's getting the best out of what we have right now. And I still have my criticisms, but at the same time, fuck it. We could get back into Europe this season, and if we get that extra European place for England, is like England that might have the extra European place, so maybe 8th will get you Conference League this season because of 5 Champions League places, and I'm assuming 6th and 7th get Europa League. We should be going on to win the Europa League, try our best to win the Europa League. I know Liverpool are in it, and I think Klopp will take it serious, unfortunately for us, but hopefully we fix up and win that. It's going to be hard because of the Champions League teams that could drop in as well. But I don't know. Us in Europe, we should be more confident. We should have more belief in ourselves. I trust us more in Europe than I do the league. With the Premier League, if we win this game, like, it'll be extra positive from me going into the rest of the season. Obviously, I'm still paranoid about the whole 40 points thing, like try and get 40 points as quick as you can. And we're not going to get relegated, though, because of how bad some of the teams are. But I do think, with the quality that we have, it's like, I've said this before, we've scored a goal in every game that we've played throughout the season so far. But part of me thinks that we're still wasting our chances, and we could maybe dry up in terms of goals very soon. But I don't know. I'm hoping that we're just a bit smarter than we was last time we faced Newcastle. We held on for a draw at St James's Park, and it wasn't a bad performance in the end, because we just tried to. At that time, we were just trying to get as many points as we could by just defending for our lives. Yeah, we need to see this as an opportunity to win, because as much as we play the day after them, they will be emotionally drained from how much effort they put in, and they played their whole first team, like their whole started like strongest team pretty much for as much as they could. But yeah, that's just my opinion on the game. We'll see what happens in the game. Make sure to leave a like on the video and subscribe if you're new. We're on the road to 200 subscribers. Social media my social medias are in the description if you want to follow me, and the email for the inquiries. I'll see you guys later. Goodbye.